Patti, Patti, why do you cook so good? Hi guys. I have a book stack from my trip to Largo. I went to a really cute bookstore and I got some things that I want to show you guys. So hold on. I got stuff. This is a pen that, I don't know if you can see, it says in my book lover era. It's very cute. I haven't opened it, so I don't know if I'm gonna like the way the pen writes. It might just be decorational. We'll find out. This one is, we're gonna look at that one in a second because it's amazing. I have gone to several bookstores that have the book date night. No, blind date with a book. That's what it's called. They come in like different packages and they're cute and they have little kind of descriptions on them. And you can pick one. It'll tell you like if it's science fiction, if it's romance, what some of the identifying characteristics are about. But the whole point is that it's a blind date. I've picked some up over the years and I actually haven't opened any of them. So I have to make a video doing that. But this packaging was the cutest that I've ever encountered. Like some places have much better book stands than this place had, like a display, but the actual, I mean, look at all the little stickers and the little, I love it. So I can't tell you what that book was, but we'll find that out together later. Now, the bookstore that I went to was a used bookstore. They had a bunch of other craft type things there. They also had used records, they had DVDs, but very small selection. It's primarily a bookstore. Used bookstores are like thrift stores. Like they have pants, they have shirts, right? But nothing spectacular. And a lot of the same things over and over again. So most thrift stores / used bookstores will have like the Patterson books. They'll have Divergent 12 times. But you'll run into some that have really good old books. I found an amazing collection of cookbooks. And I had to show you guys. The first one is the How to Keep Him cookbook. It was written in the 1960s. And it's interesting. Sentences like, once your husband's interest is rekindled, you may find that you are forced to drag out some of your old hamburger recipes once in a while in self-defense. Turn up the lights, forego the wine, and quench the fire. After all, you can't very well get anything done while trying to dodge around him as he prostrates himself at your feet in blissful adoration. This is after a recipe for cinnamon puffs. I don't really think I can cook anything out of here because it all sounds kind of yucky. And we're a little too excited for like packaged and microwavable things because in the 1960s that was like, you know, exciting, right? Before that, everything has to be made from scratch and preserving things was difficult. So I understand why like the era of packaging of like pre-packaged foods was a thing, but I don't know if they were just excited by the packaging versus the food being good. Lemony liver for the liver lover. Yikes. My next book is a children's book, and both children's books that I got are from the 1980s, and there's just a difference between children's books from the 1900s Jesus over today, because the stories were simple and they were cute, but it was really, I feel like, mostly about illustration. And the pictures in these books were so beautiful. And I have so many fond memories of teachers sitting in class, holding up a beautiful book and flipping through the pages. And I don't know, maybe it's like a core memory thing, but I read to my kids when they were little, and I still bought them children's books, and they were lovely and had a lot of beautiful pictures. But the artistry was just different. It's called Merry Fairy Circus. And like, look at this. Like, it's so detailed and big and beautiful. This book belonged to Alex. I have a feeling Alex might be old enough to read these books to his own kids now, maybe even his grandkids. Yikes. But look at this. Look at this. This, I feel like, is what cozy books are today. Like, the pictures in these books is coziness come to life. I want this living room. I want that flower and that nightstand and that doggy picture, you know? And here's my second children's book. It says it was withdrawn, and I thought that meant like they just got it out of the library, maybe because it was aged. Subsequently, I've been told it's probably because of the contents. And it's a book about plants that never ever bloom. And that includes lots of mushrooms. And apparently some of the mushrooms in this book are psychedelic, which is interesting. But like, oh, look at these pictures. This book is 40 years old. This book is 40 years old. Look how beautiful and well preserved these pages are. Look at how amazing these images are. I just don't feel like this exists anymore. I'm so excited. I buy children's books as well. They make me happy. I don't care. It's my last two books because I have to show you guys the other thing. They are cookbooks as well. I did not buy them for kind of the funnies. I bought them because it's the OGs. I just watched the Martha Stewart documentary, and then I saw this at the bookstore, and I said, it's for me. The main reason I don't really love buying old cookbooks for recipes is because what I said about the last book, like they tend to age not the greatest, and also the pictures in them aren't very appealing. Like, they should have had children's illustrators illustrate the food in the cookbooks. However, I got this for the writing. Like, there is no other cookbook person who's as ridiculous as Martha Stewart, and I just love it. This is also part of the time, but she's so funny. To some, and you can hear her, like Martha is Martha, through the ages and through the pages. To some, finer foods for breakfast or brunch might seem a bit peculiar. To some. However, there are many occasions at which the following menu would be very appropriate. A festive get-together after a morning christening. Right. A gathering before or during an exciting sports event. Or a breakfast meeting of any sort would warrant the serving of just such an assortment of delicious foods. The setting of this particular party for 14 guests was my own country kitchen in our 1805 farmhouse. Oh. I understand why Snoop likes her. Okay, the other OG. Patti, 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 why do you cook so good? This is Miss Patti Labelle, Miss Labelle to you. It's called Recipes to Sing About. Yeah. It's in great condition, and it's from 1999, so 26 years old. Even though it's Patti, there are a couple things I don't love. One, there's not any pictures of food. there's little, oh look, somebody's warranty form. See, there's little like printed pictures of her with people, but none of the food. Me personally, in today's cookbooks, I want something that has a majority of the ingredients that I have in a regular kitchen. I don't want to have to go to the grocery store every time I cook out of a cookbook. And I have a decent cookbook collection. But unfortunately, a lot of cookbooks do this. Even though, now that I look at it, a lot of it is regular ingredients. I lied. Most of it's like peppers, honey, lime juice. Okay, I lied. Because this one is like olive oil, butter, bread, 2 eggs, and pepper. That's simple. Patti, she knows what she's talking about. Patti. The Great Grilled Cheese Sandwich. 4 slices American cheese. Sheesh. With tomato. I don't know. Child, that's good cheap pot roast. Got you. I actually can probably cook like half of this with what I have inside of my fridge right this moment. I actually got this for my mom because she was wanting a Patti LaBelle cookbook, and now I don't know if I'm going to give it to her. I might have to keep it. Some of these things just haven't aged well. Salsa meatloaf. Who's eating salsa meatloaf? 1 cup bottled thick, hot, or medium hot salsa. Nobody's eating that anymore, Patti. Even though back then, I remember all the commercials. The first Baco's Bill. There was like a competition of who had better salsa on TV in commercials. Nobody would do that today. What I really bought this for was for a fried chicken recipe that I saw that I think is going to be delicious with the blue cheese dressing recipe. I mean, look at her. Of course I had to buy it. That was like peak 90s Patti LaBelle, a different world Patti LaBelle. Amazing. Like, you kids today just know her from The Masked Singer. You have no idea. And that's after peak Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells Patti LaBelle. 2 more things. One is this little pot. This bookstore, which I'm going to put the name of it down below. This bookstore had so much local artistry things, paraphernalia. It was so adorable. I loved it. This is like a little, what some people would have called a cigarette holder with these little indents here once upon a time, but we don't smoke cigarettes these days. So this is going to be like my little key ephemera holder by my front door, which I've wanted. And I didn't want something from like Target. And so this is perfect. It's made by this artist, or this artist goes by Turned Out Just Fine. And it was $12. The most expensive thing. If I had not got this thing that I'm going to show you guys, my bill would have been like $40. And that's including that $12 dish. So if you're talking about like the books themselves, it probably would have been like $25, and the mystery book was the most expensive because I think it's like a contemporary book. Really great place. You guys should check it out if you're ever in Largo. And also the beach over there is amazing, Clearwater Beach. But this thing was, I believe, $45. This is handmade. It has this sash in the front. You take it off, and it's a journal. Oops. It is a junk journal. It says, a junk journal is a handmade book made up of items such as papers from magazines, brochures, patterned paper, music sheets, envelopes, maps, greeting cards, postcards, and can be tea or coffee dyed. The book covers can be made from cereal boxes, old book covers, or any hard cardboards. It is used to record and document your thoughts, memories, an occasion, or an event that has touched you. It's made by Mary. Look how beautiful. It has all this like little lace around some of the edges. How adorable. I don't know how I'm ever going to write inside of this. Like, you're supposed to write above the art. Like, you're supposed to write on the art. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to write on this. What I've been thinking is maybe getting, because I travel a lot, getting postcards from everywhere I travel and using this as like a postcard holder. Or maybe I'll mail myself a postcard from everywhere I travel with a little message about what a wonderful time I'm having. And I'll put it in here. Sounds like a good idea. Gorgeous, gorgeous, worth all the pennies. I'd buy it 10 times over. Hope you guys enjoyed my what I bought from my Largo bookstore. I will be back very soon with a full-length, most bookish review on my channel. I've missed you guys, and I hope you're taking care of each other.